Hi guys, happy Sunday. Hope you guys are having a good week so far. I have been working on getting this cutie base coated. This is kind of my next project and I am really excited to bring this guy to life. I think I'm gonna do this guy with some pastel colors. Hi Leanne. So I've got a couple of different greens here. I'm actually going to try using 3 different shades for my skin color. I base coated with this dark green and then I'm going to dry brush with this and then I'm going to highlight with this pistachio mint just to get a little bit of a different look. And I'm trying to keep this piece a little bit more pastel looking. I'm going to dry brush this wisteria over the top of his purple. And then I'm also toying with this Blue Harbor, which kind of has like a purplish base to it. I don't know if I want to paint that over his pants or maybe over the shirt, and I do light purple over the pants. I don't know. I'm still thinking it out. But I wanted to kind of show you guys that this is the ClayMagic Frankie Jr. piece. And I bought this from my local shop in Greenware and I cleaned it and I did not realize that there was an attachment here. There's supposed to be like a character or 2 characters that come out of this little cutout right here. And also these eyes were already punched out when I grabbed this at the store. But I realize now that I did not poke a hole in the back for a light kit. So this is one of those things where having an expert is really helpful because I'm not an expert in greenware and attachments and stuff like that. And so this was on the shelf as is. I grabbed it, cleaned it, came home and cleaned it, got it fired. So what I did was I went to Michael's. And I thought, well, what can I fill that space with? So I picked up got this little kit of round foam balls so that I can kind of cut it, splice it, and kind of stuff it in here. And then I also bought some little picks at Michael's. I got this plastic wood thing here. I got this pretty little blue, and this is why I want to put some blue in it so I can accentuate. So I'm basically going to have him holding like a little flower arrangement. And I got this stuff at Michael's here. So at the end, after I'm all done painting him, then I'll go ahead and go in here and create my little styrofoam thing. Cover it with some Spanish moss and then hot glue some stuff in there. I think that'll be super cute, and that'll be a way to fill up that space that I didn't realize I needed, that there were extra attachments there. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be dry brushing his skin tone, and I think that'll probably be the most that I can get done today. We'll see. But this is a pretty large piece. This is, 12 inches for sure. I don't know the exact measurements. So I always come into this situation. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Gail. Hi, Denise. You guys let me know where you're watching from. Please say hello. But the issue I always run into with these big pieces is these are, number one, long handle brushes, kind of longer handle. So I always run into the issue of hitting my phone with the brush. But then also it's pretty big, so I can't really stand it up. And I have my phone stand right here, so I have to kind of be careful that I don't smack it on there. But I'm going to do my best to try to show you guys and then also try to keep an eye on the comments so that I can see, if you guys have any questions. For today, I'm going to start out using this number 10 Zem White Bristle Filbert. And this is, these brushes are available on Gammy'sHappyBees.com. I put the link in the comments, so you guys should be able to access the brushes from there. I'm going to start with the sour apple, and we'll get our initial skin color laid down. Let me just get my little tray over here so that everybody can see. I've got an excess paper towel here, and I'm starting with a dry brush because we're dry brushing. And I am going to go ahead and use a filbert here. You could use a flat if you wanted to. If you use a flat, you're going to end up with just your dry brush color on these high spots, versus if you're using a filbert that's got those rounded edges, it's going to give you more of a soft look down on some of these round spots. So that's why I'm selecting a filbert, and I'm going to select the number 10 to get started because this is a pretty large area, his face. So let's just load this brush up with some paint here. I'm going to be pretty generous. I want to make sure that I get my paint loaded, you know, like midway up in this brush here, because the more paint you have on the bristles, the more that color is going to pull as you're working from here to here. Whereas if you just have a tiny little bit of paint on your brush, you're going to work a lot harder, and you're also going to wear your brush down much quicker. So normally I would start, you know, probably from the top and work down, but since this is such a large piece, I'm going to start at the bottom here at the chin line, because this is going to be, the chin line is going to be a highlighted area. So we'll go ahead and start here. Just going to pick up the bottom of everything right now. So the bottom of the cheeks, the bottom of the lip, chin. And what I'm doing here is I'm working the excess paint out of my brush before I start moving to the smoother areas of the skin. So I'm going to want, that way if I get too much paint in my brush, like right here, you can see I've got probably a little bit more paint in my brush than I should have right here. So I basically just want to work out this excess paint on these high spots before I go move down into some of these lower areas. And remember, how you hold your brush is very important. You know, you want to be holding it in a horizontal position, because we don't want to be holding it up and down like this, because then the paint is going to go down into these dark green areas, and we don't want that. We want that dark green to stay dark green. Hi, Georgia. Hi, Renee. You guys please say hello. Happy Sunday. Took a break from packing and moving. I got my last load of stuff in my garage to have one more yard sale. That'll be 3, and hopefully I'll be kind of done with packing and stuff for a little bit. So I had to get out my computer stuff today to try to, I packed up my office. I don't know what I was thinking. So thought I have got just these few colors out. What can I paint? Let's go ahead and get another project going. So I'm really excited about doing the flower arrangement in his hand, because I think that'll be super cute since I don't have those attachments. It's just like, well, I got to do something in there. So I thought a little flower arrangement I think would be so cute. So, and I am going to try to stick like with pastels, kind of a pastel looking Frankenstein here. Now, since I've worked out a lot of this paint in my brush, hi Cami, hi Wendy. Since I've worked out a lot of this paint in my brush, now I can go ahead and move it up into a more vertical position, because now I've worked out a lot of that color, and now I need to kind of get into these tighter spots here. I like working from the bottom up here on pieces like this, because you know the chin is going to be very bright, and you know that the nose is going to be very bright. You know the cheeks and the eyebrows are going to be very bright. So might as well hit those spots and get those, knock those out really quick, because those are going to be your accentuating places on the face. You know, your high spots are going to be bringing you the most attention. So let's see here. Let me just make sure I don't have too much paint in my brush. I hope if there's any Tennessee watchers out there, you guys are surviving the storms. It's crazy what's happening out there with this hurricane. So definitely had a little bit of excess paint on that chin line, but that's okay. Just gonna use a little bit of lighter pressure here. I'm kind of, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm kind of working in like a circular pattern here. Kind of working down on the off the top of the cheek and around the side. Because remember, we don't want to take away too much of that, our base coat color, because that's our shadow. We definitely need that. And again, I'm sorry, you guys. I hope this camera angle is okay. It's really tricky with these big pieces to try to get a nice camera angle, but also be able to work, to work well here. So let's go ahead and come up under this lip a little bit. Okay, let's see. Let's come over here on the side. We need to come up a little bit more here. Now, I think I did like I might have done 3 coats of this dark green that I used as the base coat. And I was talking to Dawn at Fashion Hues the other day. And we were talking about, you know, base coating, because I'm trying to get the exact usage down on the Fashion Hues. I'm very excited to try my kit. You guys, I did get a starter kit. And she was telling me that, like, if I base coat my pieces with the base coating stuff, the Fashion Hues base coats, that a lot of times these deco art paints or any other craft paint that you might be using may not take as many coats if you base coat it with that Fashion Hues base coat first. So I was going to try that on one of my next pieces and see, but I also wanted to let you guys know that when Dawn and I talked the other day, and I haven't done this yet, but I'm going to create a Facebook Live. I believe we picked out October 13th. It's a Sunday. Dawn at Fashion Hues, the owner, is going to do a Facebook Live with me. And we're both going to paint the ClayMagic, that autumn gnome that came out with the pumpkin and the flower arrangement coming out of the pumpkin. So we're going to both paint that together in a Facebook Live, so that everybody can learn from the owner of the company how to use the product. Which is what I want. I want to be able to, if I'm going to teach you guys how to use a product, I would like to know how to learn how to use it from, you know, the person who created the product or whatever that might be. It's always the best if you're working with a specialty product. So kind of mark that down on your calendars. It'll probably be something like 4 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, but it's going to be on that weekend, that Sunday, and I believe it's the 13th of October. So this is looking pretty good. I really want to get these eyes a little bit, even though we're going to paint the eyes. I just really want to have all the full coverage here. Hi, Wendy. You guys say hello, please. I have the worst FOMO, you guys. Everybody's decorating for Halloween, and you guys know Halloween is my most favorite holiday. And I can't decorate for Halloween, and I'm so depressed about it. So what did I do to cure my depression? I went to the ceramic store. And I got some more Bisque. I got some greenware, but I cleaned it. And it's Halloween stuff. I know, shocking. Hi, Wanda. Shocking that I would be purchasing more Bisque right before I'm getting ready to move across the country. Probably not the smartest thing to do, but, You know, it's just the obsession is real, you guys. I mean, when you find some piece that you really love, I'll just pack one extra box, babe. It'll be fine. That's what I told my husband. It's just one more box. It'll be good. So this is looking pretty good for my first layer. I'm going to come up here. Let's try to do a little bit more over here. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Susan. You guys, please say hello. Let me know what you think about this guy so far. I'm trying to stick with more kind of, you know, muted, not quite so bright colors on this guy. More of like the spiced pumpkin is what I dry brushed the pumpkin with. And I just thought it might be a little bit fun to do kind of some pastel colors on this guy since we used so many bright colors on that last set that we just did. So I'll try to get up along this hairline really well here before we start adding our highlights. Because honestly, that to me, that's when the face really starts to come to life, you know, when you start adding all those little details. And so I would love your guys' feedback. I have some ideas about what I'm going to do on his clothes. I didn't want to use stencils again. Hi, Susan. Oh, I'm so glad. I think he's going to be so cute. I didn't want to use stencils again because we did that the last time. So Renee suggested painting pockets on the back. I thought it'd be cute to paint like a worm coming out of the pocket or something. But I would love some feedback on what you guys think we should put on his shirt. Because I don't know as far as like, after I get done dry brushing, I'll paint this green right here under his skin. But I'd love some feedback. What kind of brush am I using? I am using a number 10. This is a Zem brush. I'm using a number 10 filbert, the white bristle filbert, the interlocked ones. There's two different kinds. So when you go to the website, and I did pin this to dry brush. Yes, this is what I'm using for dry brushing. Stitches on the shirt. I love that, Peggy. That's a great idea. So there's two different kinds of dry brushes, you guys. I put a link to Gammy's Happy Bees website. That's where I get my brushes. This is not the right, wait, I have two of these. This is not the right one. Hold on, I want to show you a different one. I have duplicates of this one that's in my hand. So there are two different style of dry brushes when you go to her website. There's the white bristle. These are the hog hair bristle brushes. These are the usual dry brushes that you're used to working with when you're dealing with dry brushes. They're very stiff. They're very firm. Then they also have this synthetic bristle filbert, which is basically a synthetic form of this hog's hair that's on the hog's hair brush. So they're the same size, same everything, but this synthetic brush gives you a much softer dry brush. And so I use these when I'm working with more of a flat texture, like on the pants or on the shirt, like back here where there's no texture. I'm going to use the synthetic dry brush because this one gives me a more soft look versus like this one. I can pick up too much paint. I can end up with big paint splotches and stuff like that. Versus this synthetic one is just a softer, you know, because it's synthetic. So it's a softer type of a material. So I put that link to her website because that's one of the most common questions I get. What kind of brushes do I use? Where do I get them? They're Zem brushes. She does have a master brush set on her website that she sells, which has... oh man, I haven't talked about it in a while, so now I can't remember how many brushes are in there. I want to say it's like 55 brushes. I can't even speak to it now because this is I can't remember, you guys. Sorry. But if you're looking to purchase a lot of Zem brushes, that master brush kit is a great value, and there are a lot of brushes in there that you use for ceramics. It's a master kit that she put together just for ceramic artists. There's dry brushes in it. There's pastel brushes in it. There's detail brushes in it. It's all the goods. So let me see. I'm going to have to probably, you know, come back and do some touch-up painting because I'm just going to work really quickly here and probably get green on the purple. I've got to get some on the ears here. Kind of. You could use a smaller brush here, of course, too, but you guys know me. I'm impatient dry brusher, so I'm just going to go back and touch up anything that I get on the purple. And again, if I was using a flat brush here, the flat brush is only going to pick up on the top of the chin here. It's not going to pick up anything down on the underneath side where your shadow is. Leanne, is this live going to be saved somewhere else to go back to for reference? What I've been doing is saving these. I didn't realize, you guys, before that my Facebook Lives, I thought that you only had the option to save them for 30 days, but you can actually save them to never be deleted. So that's what I've done on the last couple of videos, but I'm also saving them to my computer and moving them to YouTube. So you can watch them there as well as I've changed my settings to never delete my lives. So you can see this is giving me a really soft, you know, soft blend over here on the side because I'm using a filbert. But if I was using a flat, it would be very, you know, cut and dry with the lines. So I hope that makes sense. I need a little bit more paint in my brush here. And the back of his head literally has no texture whatsoever, which is always so annoying. I don't know about you guys, but I hate dry brushing a flat surface because it takes so much more time. Hi, Leslie. Yeah, you guys, I'm so sorry I haven't been painting with you, but I haven't been painting. I've been packing, and I made the mistake of packing up a lot of my office because my office is a mess. It's not really like an office. It's more of a paint studio. Hi, Tammy. So I thought, well, I'll put away everything except my paint and my little paint roller thing that has my brushes and my pastels and my spray. But then I realized like a lot of my other stuff is packed up in the boxes, like my cords for my computer and all that jazz. So I'm tired of packing, you guys. So I was like, it's Sunday. It's a great day to do a live. I feel like a lot of you guys, if you're like me, you're just like, you had a stressful week. You were just lounging around watching TikTok videos or whatever. And I also thought this would be a great opportunity to share with you an experience that I've been having recently that I cannot wait to tell the world about because I need to warn you guys about pirate ship. And I'm just going to talk about it while we're painting because I had Dimple Fest. You guys remember back in June. We hand-built clay gnomes, so those had to dry and be fired. And so I shipped out those ceramic pieces from Dimple Fest, and this time, instead of using UPS, which is what I usually do, I had a momentary lapse of insanity and thought I would give pirate ship a try. Maybe I could save some money. So I shipped 8 of my Dimple Fest orders through pirate ship, which pirate ship is just a subsidiary, right? They're just a middleman. So you're not really dealing with UPS or the Postal Service. You're dealing with a third-party company. So 4 of my customers' orders were broken. So right up right out of the gate, I have just went from a 0% break rate, because you guys know I talk about this a lot with my shipping. I also talk about how we need to be transparent about stuff. So this was my experience, and it is still going on months later after this initial submittal for my broken items. So come to find out, Pirate Ship uses another company called Shipsurance. So now, not only do I have to get approved by UPS because they have shipping guidelines and they broke the actual box, but now I have a second and third party company, Pirate Ship and now Shipsurance, who are going to tell me whether or not they're going to pay my claim. Now, mind you, I have been dealing with this for weeks. They have asked me for every kind of information you can possibly imagine, like that are not even appropriate for this claim, such as the invoice where the customer paid for it, which is not relevant because it could have been a gift. So I submitted everything they asked for on day one. They continued to come back and ask me for even more information, irrelevant information. One of their emails asked me to go onto the internet and go to places like eBay or Etsy and find other items that are similar to mine, and also submit photos of those items as comparable value in the market. Well, you can imagine my shock and surprise when they want me to spend my time searching the internet for other artists' work, even though I know the value of my time, my work, and how much it costs to run my business. And on top of that, I paid for extra insurance. So I insured my item for its value, I paid for extra insurance, and I packaged to UPS guidelines what they require. Now, this company is trying to tell me the value of the product that I shipped. They want proof. They want some kind of comparable proof that the item I shipped is valued at what I paid for the insurance of it for. Now, this morning I counted, just on one of these claims, 26 email conversations back and forth between Pirate Ship and them wanting more and more information from me about this claim, which at this point I'm fully ready to get my attorney involved because my boxes were broken. They were packaged according to the guidelines that UPS requires. You saved me maybe $1, $2 in shipping by using your company. Whereas if I had just gone to UPS.com, plugged in my information, paid UPS for extra insurance, they broke my box. They asked me for 10 photos. I submit the photos. If they can prove that my box was packed according to their guidelines, they pay the claim. If I didn't pack my box to company guidelines, they don't pay the claim. That's it. It's a very cut and dry situation. But Pirate Ship wants to nickel and dime me, tell me the value of the product that I shipped, that I hand painted for my customer. They want to tell me the value. And they don't want to insure me. They don't want to pay me what I valued the item at. And 26 emails later, on just one of these, you guys, just one, the amount of time that I have spent, my time is valuable. $15 an hour, that's what I pay myself to work here. 26 emails back and forth, how much time is that? Time wasted. Now, if I have to turn around and then on top of that, repaint another gnome for my client, I have to rebuy the bisque. I have to sit down and repaint it. Then I have to repack it. Then I have to reship it, all at my expense. Now, if I had just done it through UPS, very cut and dry. You packed it right, it got broken, we're so sorry about that, here's a check. You're done in 2 weeks. The amount of money that I see being lost, you guys, is astronomical because number one, pirate ship is counting on you giving up because they have requested so much information and chances are you don't have it. They asked me for pictures of the packaging before I shipped it out of my house. They asked for photos of that. How many of you guys take pictures of your boxes before you ship them out? Do you? I used to do that, but I don't ship that much anymore, so I don't really do that anymore. And I actually had a shop ask me one time, you expect us to take pictures of everything before we ship it out? I don't expect you to do anything. I'm telling you my experience, and here it is right now. They are asking me for photos of how I packaged the items before I sealed my box up. On top of something like 30 photos I sent them, 30 pieces of documentation between invoices, da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, I'm going to report them, and I'm going to do lots of other stuff. I'm going to leave lots of reviews everywhere. And the main thing I'm going to do is tell you guys, as ceramic artists, never, ever, ever use pirate ship because they are trying desperately to scam me out of money I paid for extra insurance that my customers are waiting for. And I cannot send them new product until they pay my claim because if I do that, they specifically ask you, have you reimbursed the client or have you sent them new product? And if you answer yes, you know, they still haven't let me know if they're going to want to pick up the stuff, which I don't know. Nothing's been said about that. But I fully intend to let you guys know that the amount of money that you save when you use pirate ship isn't going to be worth the headache that you have to go through when your stuff gets broken, and they are counting on that. Now, 2 different shipsurance and pirate ship and UPS. Now I have to follow 3 different terms and conditions. 3 different companies are being involved in this one transaction. What did I even do this for? So Renee was like, well, are you sorry this happened? And I go, well, I'm sorry it happened, but I'm also glad it happened because now I'm vested in telling everybody what a racket this thing is. Over $1 or $2. I mean, and now I've got a 3rd company involved, shipsurance. Come on, man. What am I even doing? Never again. Never again. And I will encourage all of you guys to also go directly to the shipper. You do not have to use a third-party company. In fact, UPS will give you a business discount if you have a business. They will come to your house and they will pick up your boxes every day or once a week or whatever it is that you need. There's a charge for it, of course, but is it worth it as a business if you're putting out, you know, if you're shipping out 20 boxes a week or something? Yeah, it might be worth it for you to have UPS come to your house and, you know, pick them up directly. And then you're dealing with one person. So when something bad happens, which it does, we all know it, no matter how well that we package our orders, sometimes they get broken. And, you know, when we pay extra insurance to provide to our customer, because here's the thing, like, you know, if I value something, and this is what I want you guys to remember too, they're trying to say to me that the value that I insured the items for is not the real value. And they want proof by other artists or other people who sell things similar to me. They want proof that what I insured it for is actually its value. So who decides that? I do. I decide the value. Well, The sets that I sent were like not painted all the way because the ladies painted them at Dimple Fest. So, you know, I value the set $120. Well, if only one piece gets broken, right? They don't want to refund me the full $120 that I insured the set for. They just want to refund me the $12 or the $20 it is for that one piece that's broken. However, what they fail to recognize is the fact that I didn't supply that bisque to the client in the first place. I bought it from a third-party person who I'm now going to have to go and order a replacement from that person. That person's going to have to ship that replacement to the client, which is going to cost money. And so, yeah, that $12 item, I insured it for $100. Here's why. Because it's going to cost me $50 just in replacement costs and shipping. And then the amount of time that I had to spend, 26 emails back and forth to pirate ship over this claim. No. Money lost. I've lost so much money. My client is going to lose money. Hopefully not, because they better pay my claims. They better pay my claims because I have proof that those boxes were packed correctly. And if they pay one and not the rest, that's going to be a problem. So, you know, I still have to replace that stuff to my customer. And they're sitting around wondering, yeah, it's been 2 months. What's taking so long? Well, what's taking so long is these guys are trying to take my money. And I'm not going to have it. So the last email was me threatening my lawyer to get involved because the amount of information, every time that they send me another email asking for more information, I submit it and I get another email 2 days later asking for even more information, more pictures, more invoices, more proof of payment, all this crap that doesn't relate to them whatsoever. Whether this person paid me for this item or it was a gift or whatever that is, they don't get to tell me the value of the item that I'm shipping to my customer. So, did I save a couple bucks? For sure. Was it worth it? Absolutely not, because I have lost so much money in this deal now and can't send my customer a new piece because that's the rules that they have. When you submit a claim, they still haven't let me know if they want to pick up the packages. So my customers are kind of in a holding pattern. They have to hold on to the box and all the packaging in case Pirate Ship decides they want to pick it up to be inspected, which that could add another who knows how many weeks to the situation. Absolute madness, you guys, just madness. Stay away from Pirate Ship. You can sign up for a business account through UPS and through FedEx and through the Postal Service. And you get a discount on bulk mailings and bulk packages and, you know, shipping and all those things. You don't need to use a second and third middleman to get to your end result when your end result is right there the whole time. Right? And when I submit a claim to UPS, I go to their website. I go to claims. I type in my tracking number. They have all the information. They ask me to submit photos. I submit photos. I tell what happened. They send me an email saying, okay, great. We either have accepted your claim or we need more information. I.e., we need the packaging. We have to go pick up the box for inspection, or we need more photos, or whatever that is. That happens like usually within 24 hours. Then you give them what they need and then they make a decision. You either packed it right or you didn't. It comes down, it's as simple as that. There's nothing that's very black and white. They don't care what the value of the item that you shipped was. You insured it. You paid for extra insurance. It got broken. We're going to give you a refund. It's very simple. My blood pressure is going up, Leslie, because I don't like bullies, number one. You guys know this about me. And I don't like companies that take advantage of people that are working hard. And, you know, I have time to do this, you guys, because I work from home and I haven't really been working on my business that much because of moving and packing and stuff. But like shops who have this going on and they're using pirate ship and they're getting things broken all the time, what I feel like is happening is people are giving up because it's so difficult. They want so much information, and I have it all because I'm a professional shipper and I know what they're going to ask for. But most consumers, when you guys get your products and they're broken, a lot of you just throw it right in the trash because you're like, oh, well, it's broken. I'm going to throw everything away. But then you don't understand that the person who shipped it to you needs photos of all the packaging and the box and, you know, basically everything. They need photos of all the broken pieces and everything that was in the box and stuff. And so if you don't save those things, then your claim gets denied. And a lot of people are losing a lot of money, especially ceramic shops, because number one, they don't have the time to write back 26 different emails back and forth about one claim. You know, it's impossible. Like, as a small business, it's not sustainable. And so you're losing money when you say to the customer, well, it's too hard to get a refund, so I'll just refund you the money, or I'll just send you a new one, which you're making the customer happy, but you're losing money as the business. And you can't do that either. And so I'm just seeing an absolute tragic loss of money here between people, just in this industry alone, because let's face it, what are we shipping? We're shipping ceramics, right? They're fragile. We're not shipping pillows. We're not shipping clothes. We're shipping fragile goods. And not everybody knows how to package them, as we all know, as we have all received orders broken or not packaged right, or whatever the case may be. I even have known people who have received greenware in the mail, you guys. And that could be a scammer, or that could just be somebody who doesn't know that you can't ship greenware. I mean, I guess it can be done, but why would you risk it? Why? Why would anybody risk that? Not a good business decision. So that's looking pretty cute. I feel like I need a little bit more on his ear, but with this big brush, it's kind of hard to get down in there. And I don't want to switch brushes. And that's why as a customer, I take all kinds of pictures. Yes, and as a shop too. And I've told you guys this, you know, if you guys aren't in the Ceramic Bisque Rants and Raves group, I have done a ton of videos in that group free on how to package ceramics so that they arrive alive, and they're free to you. There are many, many, many videos over there. And one thing that I do tell people all the time in the videos, if you're buying some Bisque from somebody that you've never bought from before, ask them to send you pictures of the piece before they package it up. Ask them to send you pictures of it before they fire it. If you're worried about the cleaning that you're going to get with the greenware, ask them. And I've done this myself. I've said, can you please send me a photo of the greenware once it's cleaned? So if there's anything that I see that I might want you to touch up before you fire it, that would be really helpful. And most shops are happy to do that. Because, you know, at the end of the day, they want you to be happy. And if they can stop any potential problems that might come, like they go ahead and fire your piece, you get it, and then you call them and complain because it wasn't cleaned to your liking. Now they have to send you a new one, da-da-da-da-da. Whereas would it take a couple minutes to snap a picture and send it to your client? For sure. Is that worth the headache of them not being happy or them receiving a broken product and you having to eat the cost of that? I mean, I think it is. You're already on your phone. I mean, for crying out loud, we're on our phones 24/7. Take a couple photos. It's not rocket science, especially when you're dealing with companies like Pirate Ship. I mean, I had no idea this was going on, you guys. And now I understand, because all the years I've been packing, I go right to UPS.com. I go right to FedEx.com because I have a business account. And for whatever reason, someone said something about pirate ship. And I was like, well, let me go check out what this thing's all about. Let me see how much money. Am I really saving anything? Well, you know, let's see what this is about. I'm going to grab my next color, you guys. So I usually mix. We'll take a break in story time. You guys know I usually mix, but today I'm going to actually pick up a third shade. And this is because I really want him to be more of a pastel Frankenstein. So I'm going to grab some pistachio mint, and I'm going to keep using the same brush. I just want more of like a pastel color on him versus, let me see, how's my battery life? 40%. Okay. What do you guys think? I mean, I'd love your comments about this because I know a lot of you guys use pirate ship. And, you know, I'm very curious, what were your experiences like if you had, you know, products that you needed to get refunded on, something you paid extra insurance for, you know, because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but standard packaging, they give you $100 insurance right up front. And if you have to insure for more than that, then you pay for extra insurance, which is what I did on all of my orders. I always pay for extra insurance because I know the headache of what comes when something gets broken. So even though the item itself, like this, if I was shipping this, I would insure this fully painted for like $350. Even though I probably wouldn't sell it for $350, I might. But I know how many emails, how much time I'm going to have to spend communicating with the client, with the shipping company. I'm going to have to give my customer a refund, whether they refund me or not. There's so many variables. And so do I insure them for extra? Yeah, because I know if it gets broken, it's an excessive amount of time I'm going to have to try to spend getting my client's money back. Nancy, I have a question. Do you always paint it one color to start? Do you mean like the base coating? I contemplated painting this whole thing in black, but then I was like, no, you guys know I don't really like that very much. So I usually work in threes. As an artist, you need to get in the mindset of thinking in threes, okay? So I've got 3 layers of green that I'm going to do here. I'm going to have a dark base coat, which is my shadow. I'm going to have my skin tone, which is the skin color of the character that I want it to be, which is my main dry brush color. And then I'm going to have a highlight color for that. You're going to do that on every single color. So on the purple, I've got a dark base coat. Now I'm going to dry brush with this wisteria over the top of that. Then when I'm done with that, I'll add some white to this, and that will make my highlight color. Same thing with when you're picking your colors on your piece, like your base colors. This is a question I get asked a lot. How do you know what base colors to use? Well, I need 3 colors. I need a minimum of 3 colors. I need a green, I need a purple, and I need a red or an orange. I can throw in this extra color here, but this has to be a neutral color that goes with the other 3 colors. Black, white, gray, something like that. So purple and green go together, purple and orange go together, purple, green, and orange go together, and gray goes with all of those things. So 3 colors and then potentially a 4th neutral color for any like underlayment, you know, base coating, darker, offsetting those things. If that makes sense. I know sometimes I can blabber on and on, but so let's pick up some of this pistachio mint. And this is when we start doing the fun stuff, right? So we'll go ahead and start picking up on the high spots, which is going to be the chin, the lip, just like how we started off with our initial color. Or the sour apple color that we dry brushed on. So we're just basically going to take and hit all these high spots with our highlight color. Everywhere that you have a high spot, you need a highlight. remember that saying. It's very important. Everywhere that you have a low spot, you need a low light. So it's low underneath his chin line down here. That's where my shadow is always going to be. My highlights are going to be on my high spots. So again, I'm going to kind of work this in like a little bit of a circular pattern here. And because I'm working with a filbert brush, it kind of already naturally is kind of creating that round shape for me. Versus where if I was using a flat, the flat is only going to pick up on this high part of the cheek down here. It's not going to come down onto these side spots here. So let's turn it upside down. It tends to work a little bit better here with these high spots if I can work from this direction here. Catch the high part of the eyebrows. Now, I think, does he need eyebrows? Should I paint eyebrows on him? What do you guys think? Because there's a lot of stuff we can do to this guy. But again, you guys know I love your feedback. Modeling paste with stencils to put a raised design on some of the large. Well, I know that I have seen people use modeling paste on ceramics, but I don't know about how it would work with stencils. I'd have to see what you mean. But, you know, for you guys, one of the things that I mean, I do love using the stencils, don't get me wrong, because there's a lot of different fun things that you can do. But I also like teaching you guys that you can do it by hand. And even if we do some cheating, you know, if we have to do some stuff like transfer paper or copy paper or, you know, old school ways of doing stuff like, you know, how I learned how to do it. There was no Cricuts, you know, when I was doing it, I had to learn to paint it on, or, you know, I guess you could print it off on your computer and use tracing paper. I don't know, but let's see how this looks. From the underneath side, his nose needs, I got a little bit too much of a light shade under his nose, but that's okay because we'll be doing some shading with some pastels there. But I feel like I need a little bit more highlight down here. Definitely on the outside of the ears and on the top of the ears. A little bit of a highlight over his little stitch right here. So let's see, we're gonna come around here. Let's pull up on his cheekbone a little bit right here. It's kind of a weird angle to try to get into. Just right up the side. We want to really accentuate those creases in his eyes. So I'm going to try to come down from this way a little bit here. Yeah, let me know how it works, Susan. I love it when you guys, one of my favorite things is when you guys direct message me with like tips and tricks. You know, you found a new cool tool. Like that's how I found out about those Excel sanding blades, was from Kira. She just brought one here to me one day and I was like, oh man, what is this? I need like every one of these things. So let's get the top of his nose just a little bit better here. That looks pretty good. Might do a little bit more up on his eyebrows a little bit here because they're pretty defined. So let's just add a little tiny bit of a highlight here. I want his nose to be pretty bright, so I think I might even, I don't know, I always want to add white. I don't know what that obsession of mine is. But even if I use 3 colors like I did here on this guy, I still am wanting to add white for like a 4th highlight. Let's get a little bit on the top of this ear here. See if I can hit that little earlobe there with this brush. Gonna have to touch up that gray. So let's see, let's come down on this chin a little bit. His chin needs a little bit more rounding out here. It's pretty sharp edge. Go ahead and go up under this nose a little bit because I don't have a nice uniform line up under the nose. And then, you know, on his hands, I guess what we need to do is kind of just highlight the tops because, you know, that's where the light's coming from. So just work about halfway down. We want the underneath side to stay pretty dark, remember, because that's where our low lights are. Our shadows are down there. So pretty simple. I'm really feeling like this forehead is giving me incomplete vibes here. So let me work on this forehead a little bit more. I feel like he needs a little bit more light up on the top. And so now is where I'm going to just get crazy. I'm just going to go ahead and put some white in my paintbrush because I feel like his nose and his chin needs to be just a tad bit brighter. So it's so annoying, Susan. I feel like this, honestly, that's probably why I quit using 3 colors, you guys, because I just went down to 2 colors plus white, plus a white mix. Because in my mind, I'm like, well, why buy this 3rd color when I can just mix it and get something pretty close to it with this? So let's see. I've got a tiny little bit of a highlight here. Let's just highlight the top of his nose. And how are we doing on time? Can you guys let me know? Because it doesn't show me the time on the screen. I don't know how long I've been online for. I'm trying to keep these lives around about an hour for you guys. So now I'm just going to go and just really lightly, I'm just going to pick up his eyebrow, his brow bone line. And you could for sure use a smaller brush here, but why? Because we already have this one dirty. So let's just keep on rolling. Come over here, I'll add some light to this one. Now this should be pretty subtle because we really only want to hit these very, very high spots here. Didn't have to add too much white to get that. Let's just come over here a little bit. We really want to focus on the ball of the nose and the bridge of the nose right here. Hi, Lanny. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, yes, Susan, mixing is my favorite. I love it. And plus, you know, you save money on paints when you can mix. You learn how to mix your own colors, then you don't have to have 1,000 bottles in your house, you know. So let's see. Let's pick up a little tiny bit on the chin right here. And probably, let's see, let's hit just the top of the lip. I guess we could hit just the top of the cheeks right here. He's starting to look kind of more like a white green than a green Frankenstein, so better cool it if I get too light on there. All right, so then we'll go ahead and let's just add a little bit more of a highlight on the tops of the fingers here. Again, this is a super subtle, but you know, you don't have to do this part. It just depends on your highlights and how high, like, you know, light you want those to be. I need to blend this out a little bit right here. I got something weird going on. So again, it's not the greatest blending job here, but I know that I'm going to be coming back in with my pastels and really softening up this dark green shadow line down here. It doesn't look very soft, but when we get to the pastels portion, that'll be, you know, we'll be able to really soften that up a lot. So anyway, this is what I'm working on, guys. So if you guys don't have that ClayMagic piece, the gnome with the pumpkin and the fall flowers, if you guys want to order that piece so that you can do the fashion hues demonstration with Dawn and I, again, I think it's Sunday, October 13th, or it could be the 14th, but I have to sit down and create an event for it. But she's going to do the same piece as me. We're going to do that gnome together, and she's going to teach us all how to use the new and improved fashion hues. And she also has some really super exciting news about some, you know, new products that they're coming out with. So you guys mark your calendars for that, because I'm really excited to actually finally learn how to use fashion hues properly. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching today, and stick around. Hopefully part 2 I'll pick up and do some more tomorrow. And I'm going to continue working on this guy throughout the day probably. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please like, and is it live going to be saved on YouTube? It will at some point, not anytime soon, because like I said, my office and my computer and stuff, I have to save the video to my computer and then re-upload it to YouTube. So I will probably do it in the next week or so, but I'm not in a giant hurry to do that, because I won't delete these off of Facebook, so you'll be able to see it then. I don't know how his face is looking. I guess pretty good. What do you guys think? You know, they'll always look better when we get their eyes on them and stuff. But I really would love your guys' feedback on what to do with his shirt here. I thought about maybe painting some patches on it. Maybe a patch on the pants. Oh, for the fall gnome, you know, I'm not really exactly sure where that's going to be streamed to yet. It could be on my website. I'm still trying to figure it out. But if it's on Facebook Live, yeah, I'll probably, we can stream it to YouTube at the same time. So I'm working on getting that software up and running, and Renee's helping with that too. So the goal is to be able to stream it to Facebook Live and YouTube at the same time. So that's kind of the plan. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know what you think about it. Don't forget to like and share it into some of your ceramic groups if you have people who are interested in learning dry brushing. We're slowly but surely bringing this guy to life. So stay tuned for the next video and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.